Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready.
Well, guys, Giannis.
Boy, that's fascinating stuff, D.A. Thank you so much. What better way to learn from your mistakes? Well, Clark, tonight a rarity. Both these teams love to run their offense through the block, through the big men. Why is that a dying trend in the NBA?
Well, I think the three-point shot has dictated that more teams are going to utilize that. Then analytics have come into play. The three-point shot is more valuable than the easy two in many cases. So teams are really tilting their offenses towards spacing the floor, shooting the three-point shot more than pounding the ball inside. And the pace of the game now lends itself to more three-point shooting and perimeter shooting than posting up.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go on the court for the Bucks. Parker is the 4 with Monroe in the middle. Brogdon out there with Vaughn, and it's Antetokounmpo in at the 3 spot. Screen by Monroe, and stolen by Mirotic. Out left to the wing. Here's Grant. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. Monroe outside. Passes to Antetokounmpo. Monroe against Lopez. Antetokounmpo passes to Parker. And Mirotic sends it back. Good. Brogdon's got his first 2 points. We're about 1 minute into the first. On defense, Milwaukee. It's blocked. Here's Vaughn. Here's Antetokounmpo. Nice D from Levine.
Well, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
Cracks in the tray.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
The Bucks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Screen by Monroe. Parker against Mirotic. Up again, and the rebound goes to Lopez. Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by the Bucks. It's Brogdon on the wing. Playing Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable. Here's Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall.
Tell you what, Kevin, they will take that look every time. Limited defense, great shot. Just came up empty. You live with those.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And he makes the first. And so he hits both. The Bucks shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Well, you look at the Bucks offense, and they were very hard to stop when they got going. Near the top of the league in effective field goal percentage, which is a huge statistic. They did so despite not taking many three-pointers compared to the other top teams.
Yeah, you think about it. They led the league in how many of their threes were assisted on, Kevin. About 90% of them. And while they would look to the three-point shot, it was the result of ball movement, which often led to a good look. Still, their first look, though, back to that effective field goal percentage, was to get the ball inside.
The first free throw is good.
And when Mirotic first came over to the NBA, he made a big splash, showed that he can act as that stretch 4 and contribute. Unfortunately, he just hasn't evolved as a player since that rookie year.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Monroe. Good D by Lopez.
It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net.
And for Mirotic, a lot of his lack, Greg, of progression as a player has come from inconsistency.
And you can see it in his field goal percentage as well as when he plays. It needs to find more consistency in every facet of the game. But young enough, I think, to still make that happen.
Brogdon kicks to Monroe to stop the run. That doesn't go either for Monroe.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Bounces high off the rim and drops. 7 points in the game.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. This far into the schedule, we have several teams looking to turn things around and save their season. Clark, when you think about that, what's the best mindset those teams can have?
You know, I think it's a combination mindset, Kevin. One is to keep your eye on the big picture. What can we become? Who are we? What are our habits? Are we doing the things we need to do to give ourselves the best chance? And then the attention to detail. I think those two things have to be lockstep. The big picture in mind, and then attention to detail.
Now here is Dellavedova. They set the pick. Down low, Maker. That's tipped.
And trailing here in the first, you'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on the offensive glass.
Yeah, I agree. Not a lot of activity chasing down their misses. Some teams focus on getting back, and I understand that, but you should send at least one guy after them.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now here is Dellavedova. Defense is right there. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Dellavedova. 1:29 left to play in the first. Pass to Vaughn. 5 on the clock. Over Holiday.
And how about the interior defense here early on? They have really shut down the middle.
And that's always your first priority defensively, Greg, and I think they're doing a nice job.
And you know what? Call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Greg, bottom line is they're ahead on the scoreboard, and that's all that matters.
Vaughn kicks to Dellavedova. Shot to stop the drought. Felicio with a rebound.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
Pass to Portis. Pondexter kicks to Portis. Outside Holiday. There's the dish to Dunn. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And finally they hit one.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
The Bucks shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
For Milwaukee, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. The first one falls. Second free throw, no good.
You know, being drafted number 5 overall, Dunn's faced a lot of high expectations in his young career. Certainly has the physical tools to meet most of those, and I believe he will.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And the Bulls. They've got Portis. He's out there with Quincy Pondexter, and it's Felicio in at the center position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And Holiday kicks to Dunn. Pondexter, the pass to Portis. Just 4 to shoot. The shot by Holiday, no good. Well, Thon Maker is a project player, Clark, for his team, taken 10th overall in the 2016 draft. Has great size, and he moves well, but it's going to be a few years before he gets to where he needs to be.
I agree with you, but with big guys, you can afford to be patient when you see that they have a work ethic and a commitment to getting better, are willing to learn and grow, and then you factor in his athleticism and size. I think it's a weight that's going to pay big dividends for the Bucks.
Here's Dunn, and Henson sends it back.
Hey, that reach of Henson, remarkably long, unbelievably long, and that allows him to wipe away shots effectively.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the board.
Dellavedova dishes to Henson. And John Henson with the slam.
Man, it's so good to see how Dellavedova plays to his strengths, guys. I mean, specifically how he finds the open man. Nice.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Mark, most great defenders are at the forward positions in the league right now.
Yeah, they are. And I tell you what, boy, you talk about Klay Thompson shooting, but defensively, he is actually, he's an instructional video, what he does defensively. He's strong, he's smart, he's disciplined, and he has tremendous lateral quickness. I don't know if there's a better defender at the wing position than Klay Thompson. I know Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is in the conversation, Tony Allen, but Klay Thompson gets my #1 vote.
Screen by Monroe. Stolen by Levine. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Levine with the ball. Here's Lopez. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
And the amount of space Antetokounmpo covers is really breathtaking. You got to see it to believe it. I mean, he erases shots that you think he has no chance to get to.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
And Mirotic has it in the corner. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 12 points for him.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Brogdon kicks to Antetokounmpo. Parker passes to Antetokounmpo. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Antetokounmpo's got 5 points in the quarter.
And I think down low is where Antetokounmpo is really so effective, using those long arms of his to get shots off over the defense, really at will.
He is guarded by Brogdon. 4 on the clock. And the layup's good off the glass. Bucks trail by 14. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Off the mark and a bad shot there.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more. Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now, doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
For Chicago, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
1:57 left in the first half of basketball. Monroe with a screen on Levine. Antetokounmpo dishes to Monroe. Over Lopez. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Greg Monroe is a very talented big guy out of Georgetown. Is more comfortable facing up to the basket and can hurt you with the mid-range game, but also a pretty strong rebounder and interior defender, too.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And that one falls for Greg Monroe. And for Monroe, he was shifted to the bench role in the past season, coming in as a sixth-man after spending most of his career as a starter with the Detroit Pistons, and it was a new role.
And you know what, Kevin? A new role that I think he flourished in. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. He's shown the ability to be effective as a starter or OTB coming off the bench. You know exactly what you're...
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
The Bulls making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. The Bucks also with the sub. Makers checked in. Parker left side. Dellavedova, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Holiday with the three. Offensive rebound. Lopez kicks to Holiday. Levine passes to Grant. Over Dellavedova. Goes back up. Levine wide open. Drains it from beyond the arc. Levine's got himself on the board with three there.
And Kevin, they dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Well, the hustle and the effort, the persistence, all of that paying off in a big way. And that's something that makes a coach smile.
Here's Dellavedova, and it's blocked by Mirotic. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Holiday gets the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now Dellavedova. There's Parker with the three, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in.
That's just really outstanding confidence from Parker. I mean, the defense hardly having any time to react when he's skying for the jumper as soon as he gets the pass. Quickly getting into a shot after he catches.
And so it's Chicago, riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We'll return shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first two quarters. They lead by 15. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, they're winning all the 50-50 offensive boards. The rebound goes up. Everybody goes to get it, but only one person's coming down with it. And that's the guy with the extra effort, and it's been them tonight. That's why it's a blowout. These second chance opportunities, and they made the most of them.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago. A time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Chicago leading by 15, and Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Giannis and Parker, the explosive forward pair. Vaughn is out there with Brogdon, and it's Monroe in at the 5 spot, and the shot is good.
Boy, you take a look at Jason Kidd, and he's clearly one of those players that just has a mind for the game. Throughout his career, you saw how well he saw the court, felt the game, and how he created scoring chances for his teammates, and was also very heady at the defensive end. One of the very cerebral Hall of Fame players we've had in the history of the league.
And again, Milwaukee with the triple. Well, Chicago's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. He's guarded by Brogdon. Out to the wing. Mirotic from outside, off the mark. And with Kidd, he was one of those players that when he got into coaching, you just said, of course, it makes too much sense given how much of an on-the-court leader he was.
Yeah, and you know what? You're exactly right. I felt the same way about Kidd. And when you play with some players, you just get that feeling with how they approach the game. And even in your role as a broadcaster, mine too, we get to talk to players and we get a feeling of whether they'll coach or not. Even in college, you could tell he was a special player with kind of a unique view of the game as well. They're in a hurry. I think, Kevin, they're rushing things a little bit to begin the half. Nothing pretty about this 1-for-4 start.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. Clark, you were a fantastic rebounder your entire career. What do you feel gave you the edge over the other players in the glass?
You know, one of my fellow Buckeye greats, actually the greatest Buckeye of all time in basketball, I think, was Jerry Lucas. And he talked an awful lot about rebounding being more about timing and pursuit of the ball than anything else. And I had a good gift of timing, and I clearly was chasing down that pumpkin as well as most. And those were the things that allowed me to be a good rebounder. Good timing, good hands, and pursuit of the basketball. It wasn't complicated, but some of it was giftedness. The other part was persistence and hard work.
Portis kicks to Grant. 6 on the shot clock. Portis, the pass to Lopez. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. The Bucks making a switch here. Snell's checked in. And there's the pass to Portis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That one on Monroe.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam, because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Now, here's Brogdon. Defense is right there. Here's Snell. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have their... Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Screen by Monroe. Vaughn kicks to Monroe. Right through the D for the layup. Monroe's got 6.
That really just, to me, speaks to the focus of Greg Monroe. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in his jersey. He's going to extend over you and find a way to get his shot off and in.
Out to the right wing. Stolen by Henson. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Here's Brogdon. And Monroe kicks to Brogdon from deep. Vaughn, the pass to Henson. The Bucks working the ball around. In the corner, it's Brogdon. Knocks down the three ball. He's got 5.
And if you're not defended or unmarked, Monroe will find you. Terrific vision from the big man.
Chicago calls timeout.
You know, Malcolm Brogdon was the 36th overall pick in 2016 out of Virginia. A little older than most rookies over the last decade and when they come into the league, but I tell you what, the Bucks got a real winner here. He's going to be a long-time, valuable player.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Akers checked in for Monroe, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Brogdon. Here's Dunn. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
The power of Chris Dunn makes this play happen. I mean, now he gets a chance to cap it off at the line.
And for Brogdon, his age most likely a factor why he fell to the second round. Still, Clark, you know, the Bucks loved what he was about when they first met him coming out of the University of Virginia.
Yeah, hard not to love what he's about. Intelligent, focused, purposed, driven, skilled. I mean, his age may have worked against him in terms of where he was drafted, but it got him into a great spot for his long NBA career because he's going to have one.
And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for Chicago.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Passes to Vaughn, 6 to shoot. The Bucks have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. The first one falls. Jabari Parker's checked in for Henson. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
55 seconds left in the third quarter. Dunn kicks to Holiday. Taken away. Now the Bucks moving it up. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Vaughn's got 6 points in the quarter.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Here's Dunn. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And, you know, I love Chris Dunn when he was in college. He was the 5th overall pick in 2016 from Providence. It hasn't been an easy start for him in his NBA career, but that happens sometimes. It takes a minute. He's had a hard time finding minutes, but he's a hard worker. He's a terrific kid. I think it's just a matter of continuing to grow and develop, trust the process, and this guy is going to be an impact player.
And for Dunn, you saw flashes of what made him such a high pick at times, but overall the consistency, Clark, just wasn't there.
No, it was not, and he forced it a bit and struggled some, particularly on offense. And I think it's something he'll work on and will get better at. He did show great defensive skills as a rookie, so that always will get you an opportunity to play, but he's going to have to be more consistent offensively to be the player I think he can be, which is a borderline all-star.
Holiday dishes to Pondexter. Portis kicks to Felicio. Back to Portis. Feeds it to Dunn. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Dunn's got 14 points for the game.
Tell you what, guys, there's no way you're stopping Dunn when he's that close to the hoop.
And so it's Chicago taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
We're not talking to each other.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. They've got Levine. He's out there with Nikola Mirotic. And it's done in at the 1. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And he makes that 1.
Man, that's a nice looking stroke from Antetokounmpo. What can't this guy do?
Done with it. Now guarded by Antetokounmpo. And it's the Bucks on the break. Dellavedova, the pass to Antetokounmpo, and they pick up 2.
Boy, I tell you, he has been lights out. Sadly, they're still behind. He needs his guys to step up.
Clark, what is amazing about how Giannis plays is how much ground he can cover. It's like he shrinks the floor with how long and tall he is and his stride when going end-to-end or just attacking the basket.
Agreed. And how about this? I mean, he's Euro-stepping at 7 feet tall. I mean, that's like a dance move, and this guy's doing it with ease. His size and movement and grace looks like at times he's on another planet playing against the best players in the world. The Greek Freak has set a standard on what it means to have elite athleticism in the NBA that very few can match.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter. Well, we know Levine has the hops. That time showing off the creativity.
Bucks trail by 14. Dishes it to Dellavedova. Antetokounmpo against Holiday. Shoots from 14. Here's Parker. Rebound by the Bulls. Mirotic just got his 4th rebound in this one. Holiday dishes to Levine. Felicio with the bucket.
Kevin, I like what Levine showed there. Not getting so locked in to his own offense. Keeps his head up, finds the open man.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Clark, in your rookie season in the NBA, did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment? You know, a play or a sequence where you were brutally introduced to how unforgiving the NBA can truly be?
Yeah, how about my first night out? Spencer Haywood ran me in circles, and I shot 2 for 17, scored 6 or 8 points, and he was in my head from the very beginning. Thankfully, the Pacers won that game because it was a forgettable night other than that. But Spencer Haywood, even to this day, when I bump into him, reminds me of how he disrupted me and distracted me in that first game of my rookie season. Tell you what, Kevin, they will take that look every time. Limited defense, great shot, just came up empty. You live with those.
Here's the 3. That shot is good. He's taken 15 and made 10 from the field tonight.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
And it's Monroe at the elbow. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, the former Hoya Greg Monroe is a bruising big man who really imposes his will in the paint.
Taking 2 shots. And he makes the first. And Clark, the topic of the need for league parity is something that's come up the last few years. Is that necessary for a healthy NBA?
I don't think so, Kevin. I mean, you can have it both ways. You can have tremendous popularity and success when you have a dominant team or 2 or 3. And you can also have it when there's great competitive balance. Currently, we have a circumstance and situation where the league is top-heavy in terms of championship contenders, but that won't last forever, and there will be a graduating back to a more competitive balance in time. So I think you enjoy the ride for what it is in the season and seasons that you have, whichever side of that coin you have.
Malcolm Brogdon, a 2nd-round pick out of the University of Virginia. What a find Greg he has been, and you love that he can fill in at either guard spot.
And you get the feeling Brogdon was overlooked for being a 4-year player in college. Has the passing and vision of a point guard, scores well enough from inside and out to play off the ball as well.
He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. 28 points for him.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
And that one is good.
Parker really adept in the post. Sees angles, reads defenses, does both of those very well inside.
Here's Levine, and the jam by Levine.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
Brogdon kicks to Parker. Monroe with a screen on Lopez. Shot clock at 6. Parker with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Here's Grant. A three-pointer, no good. Bucks trail by 17. Stolen away. Parker with the steal. Stolen by Grant. Basket counts, and the Bulls lead by 19.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Greg. I mean, they're in a groove right now, up big, hard to envision them losing this lead.
And now we get a chance to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
And, guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play. And this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here. Now, here's Brogdon. Not a lot of room. Good D by Lopez. The Bulls leading by 19.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bulls.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
This team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And, guys, being in opposite conferences, these teams only meet twice a year. And when it's been a while since you've seen a team like this, it always feels good to take that first game of the season series. That's what they've done here tonight against the Bucks.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. John Henson's checked in for Monroe. Maker comes in for Jabari Parker. Tony Snell's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Malcolm Brogdon. Lets it go from 11. Done with it. Over Dellavedova. Felicio kicks to Pondexter. Here's Dunn. No good on the triple. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here is Dellavedova. Guarded closely. They set the pick. Kicks to Henson. He dishes it to Maker. And the Bucks miss again. Outside Holiday. From outside the arc, and that falls.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Big time. I mean, it's amazing. Their crowd letting them hear it. And that's always inspiring. They want to see this thing get wrapped up.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.